Hey guys, welcome back to Loop Hub. Today we'll talk about the most disgusting moments on Dr. Pimple Popper that made us shudder. Let's head into it. Number 1. Unclogged blackheads inside a patient's ear. Dr. Pimple Popper posted an Instagram video on Thursday showing a close-up of her blackhead extraction in a patient's ear. Push on the area surrounding each blackhead with a combed-on extractor, a looping metal tool in the zoomed-in clip. Blackheads are a type of acne that develops when sebum, a natural oil generated by the body, clogs pores or hair follicles. Because sebum oxidizes when it comes into contact with air. When Lee used the combed-on extractor to apply pressure on the patient's ear blackheads, the bulk of them popped out easily, as a golden and somewhat translucent glob of sebum came out of one pore. Lee told her patient, "You've got great fulfilling ones." Lee began by carefully lifting the top portion of a more difficult to remove blackhead with a little blade, freeing it from a pore. She was then able to remove the remaining sebum using the combed-on extractor. Number 2. Luke. Dr. Sandra Lee has stated that she will continue even if the world is brought to a halt by the coronavirus epidemic. Dr. Lee encountered Luke, a patient with hundreds of lipomas all over his body, on the most recent episode. Luke made the decision to visit Dr. Lee in the hopes of being cured of his illness. Luke confessed in a video to Dr. Lee that he had an unimaginable amount of lipomas on his body, which appeared spontaneously on his back, wrist, leg, stomach, and other body parts. When he was in high school, he first noticed the lipomas. They've been uncontrollable since then. Luke decided to see several doctors after battling with him for a long time. He had 3 procedures to treat his lipomas, but none of them were successful. Luke displayed the scars that resulted from the surgery. They were hypertrophic scars, which are similar to keloid scars according to Dr. Lee. Luke claimed that the physicians were only able to remove a few lipomas from him. He went on to say that he had been effective in disguising the bumps from others in a variety of methods. Luke, who has been married for some time, revealed that his in-laws had never noticed the lumps and are unaware of his illness. While Dr. Lee was taken aback by the news, Luke quickly added that he had other tricks up his sleeve, such as the clothing he wears, to guarantee they never found out. He went on to say that he had been working out a lot to stay in shape, even though he couldn't get rid of the lipomas on his body. When Dr. Lee saw the number of lipomas Luke had, he knew he needed assistance. Lee stated that the lipomas on his body may be removed. She did, however, wish to wait until the lockdown was lifted before beginning the treatment so she could do the proper testing. Number 3. Disfiguring bump on man's nose. Season 2 of Dr. Pimple Popper premieres tonight on TLC, and Dr. Sandra Lee is returning to change lives. Dr. Lee meets Jenner, a family man who has been living with a developing disfiguring bulge on his nose for nearly 15 years. In an exclusive clip from the premiere, he's traveled all the way from the Philippines to see the caring doctor who specializes in treating skin problems. "I'm very much a mixed emotion of rage and despair every time I wake up in the morning because of this item on my nose," he reveals. "I'm coming apart because of this burden in my life." Jenner claims he initially mistook it for another pimple, but it has since continued to develop. It's a rhinophima, according to Dr. Lee, which is a thickening of the skin, specifically on the nose. It's a severe case of rosacea. Jenner hopes that Dr. Lee can correct his nose, boosting his confidence and allowing him to obtain a better career and offer a better life for his family. Dr. Lee will also meet a mother of 3 who has a hereditary ailment that causes pimples to sprout all over her arms in the premiere. Number 4. Woman's bicep has a fat lumpy mass that needs to be squeezed out. One of Dr. Pimple Popper's most recent patients gave her a simple and gratifying pop, a welcome change from her messier treatments. Dr. Pimple Popper healed a woman with a lipoma, or fat lump, inside her bicep in a recent video after injecting the area with a numbing medication off camera, chopped through the growth center with a surgical blade. The tumor was promptly diagnosed as a lipoma by Dr. P. A lipoma is a fat-filled growth that develops between the muscle layer and the skin layer of a person. Lipomas usually grow slowly and are modest, with a diameter of around 2 inches. Dr. Pimple Popper explained in a recent video that lipomas are enclosed in a tiny sac beneath the skin surface, which allows them to pop out of the skin with one squeeze. The lumpy off-white lipoma appeared shortly after Lee finished making the incision. She next loosened the lipoma from the patient's inner skin walls with her gloved fingers and scissors. Dr. Pimple Popper also pushed the lipoma to the surface by squeezing both sides of the incision with her fingertips. An amorphous mass of fat erupted out of the skin cavity soon after, though a bit of tissue kept it linked to the patient. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.